Well, I just want to welcome all of you to the ribbon cutting for our Splashpad slash playground that's at Swan Park. Uh, it's a wonderful addition to our Swan Park, and history tells us that Swan Park was started by a small group of individuals, and I see Roger Holman is here, which was one of them, that just knocked on a farmer's door. His house used to be right over there, and asked him if he would donate his land to the city of Waupaca for a park, and that's how it all got started. And the vision at that time was 3 ball fields with a center area for concessions and so on. And look at how much it's expanded since then. And Splashpad has been a big part of that, and the playground, quite honestly, has added a lot to it. We had a playground that was over 20 years old and was able to integrate that into this park also. So we just keep adding to this park. People are envious of Waupaca because of our park, and it's helped us in many ways to support businesses in town, but also to support residents that use this park. And so it's become just an awesome project that we continue to work on. I do want to recognize a few people that are here today with us, and besides the donors, and I know Laura is going to step up and handle a lot of that too, but I just want to recognize our city council members that are here in attendance today. We have Scott Perchatsky is here, Henry Veliker is here. I lost his name though. Oh yeah, Corey Nagel. I'm sorry. Corey Nagel is here. He's our newest council member. Sorry, I just had a 60s moment, so, and I can have those, so, all right. And then also recognizing our staff that we have here. We have our city administrator, who also was our parks director at one time. Aaron Jensen is here. Justin Behrens is here. Barb Rober, our clerk treasurer, or our clerk, our finance director is Stephanie Reif, and J-Rod Reiku is our economic development director. I also see that Andrew Whitman is here, who is our former parks director that actually started this event, so it was awesome to see that. So again, I'm going to come back a little bit later in this program and do the ribbon cutting, but I'm going to turn it over to Laura Cobright at this time.
Thank you, Mayor. And thank you all so much for coming today. This is a wonderful testament of how important the Splashpad is to this community. Who would have thought that Gerald Swan's farmland that was deeded to the city in '94 would hold so many valuable treasures for our community? This park has been a staple of Waupaca since it opened in its first phase in '96 and its second phase in '99. And now all ages and all ability levels can come out to this land and enjoy recreation. I want to thank Andrew Whitman and the Friends of Waupaca Parks who got this project started and did most of the legwork for planning, fundraising, and organizing. Adam Ross was instrumental in leading the fundraising efforts. Tamara Jacquet kept impeccable records along the way, and Roger Holman kept an eagle eye on the daily developments throughout the construction process. Where is he? I also want to extend a heartfelt thank you to Josh Peterson, who was instrumental in helping this project run smoothly. Aaron Jensen, Justin Behrens, and many other public works employees for being sounding boards on decisions thereafter. This project would not have been nearly successful without you. It has been a pleasure working with John Kinnear at Rettler and Cody Lawhern with Fox Brothers Construction. Both were available in a heartbeat when questions arose. Planning for this park was years in the making, and it took a village to make it happen. Thank you so much to all of our donors, big and small, who helped turn this park into a reality. It truly was made possible by your immense generosity. Community First, Farmer State Bank, Friends of Waupaca Parks, the Anthony family, Peterson Automotive, Waupaca Foundry, Fox Brothers, and Theta Care were our huge contributors, so thank you. The fact that everyone involved in the planning process had the foresight to make this fully ADA compliant park gives our community hope for full inclusion moving forward. This park is a mother of an 8-year-old son in a wheelchair sent me the following email the very day this park opened. The park is amazing. Everything I had hoped and dreamed it would be, it absolutely was. My son stayed at the Splashpad for 2 hours and he already wants to go back tomorrow. It was so easy to access. It was so easy to use. It was by far the best experience of ease of access in all of Waupaca. I cannot thank you all enough for this park. And that goes to all of you, so thank you. I have also heard from many other parents who have children with special needs that this park is the best thing to happen to Waupaca. I've heard from other parents as well with all able-bodied children that this is great too. This park has seen thousands of users since we opened during the 4th of July weekend. In fact, the first day we opened, kids were anxiously waiting for the water to turn on, and people even came from Iola within minutes. Thank you again for coming out today, for your contribution to this beautiful project, and for everything you do for our community. I will now turn it over to John Kinnear from Rutler.
Well, thank you, Laura, and thank you to the community of Waupaca, the city of Waupaca, for entrusting Rutler Corporation with this project. It has been a long time in the making, from the very beginnings of a master plan, conceptualizing with staff, with donors, what this could be, developing the vision for this beautiful park project that we're standing before today. This project is especially close to my heart. I raised my kids just down the block here. I'm a Waupaca resident myself, so when we can provide our services in our backyard, so to speak, it's really, really special. So thank you again for that opportunity. Bringing my kids to the old playground here as they grew up was very, very special, and to see what this has become today and the opportunities that this has become for the future of Waupaca is just amazing. The challenge of being able to make this accessible for everybody was a welcome challenge, and look what we've provided now for everybody. Truly remarkable project, truly remarkable result. There were challenges we encountered throughout, overcome those challenges day to day, just dealing with that to make sure that you got the best end result possible, and I'm extremely happy with the results that we do have here today. So again, on behalf of Rutler Corporation, our design team, with MSA and Architects Group Limited as our sub-consultants, we just want to say thank you. And to the contractor team, Commercial Rec, Lee Recreation on the playground equipment, Falks Brothers Construction, Hubbard Electrical, did a fantastic, top-notch job. This is going to be a fixture in the city of Waupaca for many, many years to come. So thank you very much for the opportunity, and Community First has some words now.
Good morning. What a beautiful day. It couldn't be a better day to come to the playground. I'd kind of like to go in the splash pad, but I'm not quite dressed for that. My name is Amanda Secor, and I am here representing Community First Credit Union. And we couldn't be more proud of the opportunity, because that's what was given to us, was an opportunity to be part of a project as special as this one in the Waupaca community. We are a financial cooperative. We are owned by our members, and we're built on the philosophy of people helping people. That's what the credit union movement is. It's all about people helping people. So we look for those opportunities to make a difference in the communities that our members call home, like Waupaca and the surrounding area. And when opportunities like this come along, it really gives us the opportunity to do that and to do something meaningful that's going to last in the community and that will touch people in a variety of different ways, far beyond their financial services. We like to invest things that add to the quality of life in our communities, and I think you can agree that this is definitely one of those projects. From the dream of what it could be, to the days like today that celebrate it and dedicate this park to the community to use and enjoy and make memories, that's a pretty incredible journey, and we congratulate everyone who was part of that journey and that thought process and the commitment to making it come to life. This is really a place where kids can be kids, where families can be together, where friends will be made, and where community is going to be created every single day. On behalf of our 155,000 member owners throughout northeastern Wisconsin, thank you for the opportunity to be part of this project.
Lane Lazarus is next at Farmer State Bank.
Good morning. Again, thank you. And on behalf of the Farmer State Bank, again, we are very proud to be part of this great facility here that's been put together in our community. It just adds to what Swan Park has added even prior to this. And, you know, again, this is what makes Waupaca such a great place to live and to work and to be part of. I'd really like to say thank you to all the people that contributed to this in the planning stages, putting everything together here. I know it was a lot of work for everybody. I live just a few blocks up the way, so I was able to really watch this progress from start to finish, and I know it took a lot of people to be able to put this all together. So again, we'd like to say thank you to all of those. And again, a special thanks to the donors to make this happen. You know, without all of us putting this together in our communities, you know, things like this don't happen. And so again, thank you to all of those. You know, and like I say, I live just a few blocks away, and since this park is opened, it's great to come by here at any time of the day, and there's at least a dozen cars down here waiting to use the splash pad, just like these young kids over here are waiting to use the splash pad because they don't want me to talk any more than I have to. So, again, you know, on behalf of the Farmer State Bank, again, investing in our community, that's what we do, and we thank you for all you do for this community. Thank you. Adam?
Roger Holman, President of Friends of Waupaca Parks.
Yeah, I had one. Welcome to my park. I actually live just across the road, and I'm over here almost every day. And I can tell you this has been very successful. The whole park has been successful. But when I see the number of kids that are over here laughing, giggling, doing all sorts of fun things, I really realize we did a wonderful thing here. I do have to thank a few people, but first off, I want to give you a little story real quick. About 7 years ago, Aaron Jensen, who was then the park director, came to me and said, "Would you be president of the Friends Group?" I said, "No, give me a year, I'll see what I think." A year later, to the day, Aaron got a hold of me, and I ended up being president of the Friends Group. A year later, Aaron left the city and took another job. And there I am. I said, I went here because Aaron wanted me to do that. Well, then along came Andrew Whitman. And Andrew had this big dream. He wanted to put in a splash pad and a new playground. And I said, I don't know if we can make it work, but we worked at it. And just as we're getting ready to build, what happens? Adam leaves. Andrew leaves. Adam's over here. Then fortunately, Laura came along and she embraced this project. She made it hers, and the success you can see behind me. Well, that's how the Friends Group got involved. And the Friends Group is a very important group for this community because they work hand in hand with the Parks Department. And our job is to help raise funds, come and do on work days, stuff like that, just to make it more successful for the city. And for those that don't know, Parks is in the top 5 in the category for people wanting to move into a community. They want good parks. Unfortunately, the city of Waupaca does have good parks. I do want to thank a few people, the mayor, the common council. You guys embraced this, you supported this. You've been very good to the park system, and I hope in the future you continue that way. And better look at my notes or I'll forget somebody. I had notes. I already did you, okay. Aaron, I do want to thank you. Because you have been very supportive of this project all the way through, and you've made a difference for us. And there's many times we've come to you and asked you for direction, and you helped us out. Andrew, I do want to thank you too, because I know deep in your heart you're still here, you're still working on this. Laura, I want to thank you. You've made my job a lot easier. Just being able to sit down with you and talk to you and get things straightened out. All the donors, I'm not going to list them all. You can look around, you can see them all, but they've been fantastic on this. And the Friends Group, I do want to thank them. They've done a wonderful job of moving this project forward. There are a number of people involved there. I'm not going to list them all. But there is one very important person in that Friends Group, and that's Adam Ross. When I was looking for somebody to chair our fundraising committee, it was very obvious who I was going to pick on. He had already successfully been involved with another park project. And so I went to him and said, would you mind doing this? Would you mind chairing this project? And so he took over, and I think you can pretty much tell what happened. So with that, Adam, I'm going to give you the podium, and I'm going to thank you.
Thanks, Roger. I can't take all the credit. Roger makes it sound like I did all this on my own. Definitely can't say that. I want to thank the fundraising committee. So Roger was on that committee. Jody Pankratz, she still wants to see the trees, so I heard they're coming this fall possibly. So just give a shout out to her. Liz Kinnear did a lot of design stuff from our promotional stuff that we did. So she was very instrumental. Lindsay Neville, more from the finance side, kept us on track numbers wise. So we do appreciate her insight. Andrew Whitman, very, very instrumental in this whole process. So to give kind of a background, I know the mayor and Roger have kind of mentioned on this, but when Aaron Jensen was the Park and Rec director, they renovated South Park, and part of that master plan was a splash pad. And Aaron was really excited about that. It just didn't fit into South Park at the time. So then when Andrew became the Park and Rec director, I think he kind of wanted to champion that same thing. And when Aaron Jensen took over as his boss, as the city administrator, now we had a two-headed monster that really wanted to make this project happen. So I look back in my emails, and I think it started in 2019, late September 2019, we started this project. Andrew came to the Friends of Waupaca Parks meeting and said, hey, the city needs to replace the playground. It's 20 years old from an insurance standpoint. We need to replace it. And so at the time we talked about maybe just doing just the playground, but Andrew wanted to prove his boss wrong, that he could get a splash pad put in at the same time. We didn't quite meet the timeline that Andrew wanted, but I think we did end up getting it done. So over the next 4 years, or roughly 4 years now, we met on almost a monthly basis to go over where we were at from a fundraising standpoint. Andrew and I did a lot of dialing for dollars, calling. I want to thank the community. If we look at this is a community project. This is just amazing. During COVID, we were concerned from a community standpoint that everybody was going to be hurting and not be able to help us out. And you all answered the call. This is truly a community project. So it's just awesome to see. Our main goals were the big one, ADA accessible. We wanted this to be an accessible project, playground, splash pad for all. That was our big thing. And Laura already mentioned this story, but my kids and I were up here that first night, and we witnessed it firsthand. That family that was here, I might get a little emotional. It was amazing to see them have fun on the playground and on the splash pad with their son. Just amazing. And they knew how to use the equipment. So it was a much needed thing for our community to see that. So the other thing was we wanted to try to grow our community with this. So I heard the baseball tournament that was held this summer, they had a lot more people stick around the park. And I think it's because of this playground, because of the splash pad, kept people at the park that weekend for the tournament, helped them gain more concession sales because of that. So we accomplished that. And then I just heard yesterday, a grandma talk about her 2-year-old granddaughter and just nonstop squeals and giggles the whole time through the splash pad. So I think we accomplished the goals that we set out to take care of. So again, I can't thank the community enough for all that they've done to help this be a successful project. So thanks again. All right, I'm going to turn it back over to Mayor Smith.
Well, thank you for all the speakers. You've said exactly what we all feel in our hearts has done for this this project. We're going to do a ribbon cutting, and Laura's going to come up and just explain how we want to line up so that we can get that done, and we'll do that just in a minute. I searched a little bit on the internet today because I wanted to come up with a poem or a quote in anticipation of Arts Anticipation Week, which starts on Sunday of this next week and runs the whole week. So I'll leave you with a quote from Helen Keller, which I think most of you have said, but I'll read that quote, and it says, "Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much." And that's exactly what happened here. So, thank you.
We're not gonna cut yet. You want a couple pictures without? We'll cut on 3. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Biodegradable.
Your heart should be good for a while.